On Trends today, 4 security officers killed by armed herders in Benue State. No way Atiku Obi can defeat Tinubu in 2027, says Presidency. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Trends with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe. I'm your host, Muhammad Eneye Sule. You too can be a part of this conversation by dropping a comment on our social media platforms at LJE Nigeria on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. Joining us today are development strategist and the barrister who we shall be introducing after the break. Stay tuned.
Hello, this is Leadership Corp Justice and Economic Advancement. Here at LJE, we offer education and empowerment, entrepreneurship and development skill, legal advocacy, promoting justice and equity, and job creation initiative. You can reach us on 0705 236 8821 or 0705 245 3714. Or you can visit our website at www.ljenigeria.org.
Thank you very much for staying with us. We're back with Trends on LJE, where we dissect issues in the country and beyond. And as I said before going on that break, joining me today are wonderful panelists, including a development strategist, Mr. Shedrach Oka. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me, Mo.
And we have barrister Munirat Adama of LJE Nigeria. Thank you for coming today. All right, so we have some very important topic that concerns Nigeria and security, starting with Benue State, 4 security officers killed. According to the NSCDC, the team comprising of officers of the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense, the Benue State Civil Protection Guards was also on routine patrol when they encountered a burning village. And upon investigating, they were ambushed by a large group of armed herders on motorbikes. During the intense gunfight, 3 security personnel were confirmed dead. An initially missing officer was later confirmed dead when the phone call was picked by someone speaking an unknown language. 2 other personnel, including the Buffalo Squad commander, sustained gunshot injuries and are currently recuperating. The NSCDC confirmed the loss of 2 officers, including, ASCI Simon Adoli and the ASCI Ernest Ayela, affirming honestly. So their commitment to defending Nigeria's territorial integrity, despite these issues with the herdsmen, has actually caused a lot of unrest within the system. Also, Operation Free the Bush is an initiative by the Leadership Hub, Justice and Economic Advancement, LJE, which was launched as an initiative to address farmer herder crisis. Now, here is the question. We're still having issues with farmers and herders. These repeated attacks on security personnel and communities in Benue State highlight a persistent security challenge. What specific systemic failures might be contributing to this continuous success of these armed herdspeople? What can the government do? Why is this still continuing despite efforts? Sir.
Well, thank you very much. It's very sad, Mr. Mohammed, that we are still here today talking about trying to solve the issues which largely we term farmer herder crisis by the media, which is very wrong. We have condemned such capture over the time, because what is happening in the Benue, in Plateau, another part of Nigeria, is not a clash between farmers and herders. It is a pure war. We keep deluding ourselves and living in denial that we are not at war. We are actually at war. I can tell you categorically, first of all, let me join the rest of Nigerians to condole with the family of the deceased. It's very unfortunate. Every other day we keep sending condolences. I don't know how many more women Nigerians will, render husbandless as widow? How many more men will be widowers? How many more children will be orphans in this country before government will sit up and do what is right? There's a lot of lack of transparency and accountability with the fight of insecurity in the north, especially with Benue. What are we afraid of? I have said it over time. President Tinubu and the rest of the president that have come to be are just playing politics with human lives. I can say that authoritatively because these issues are very clear to us. It's an open secret. We know that we are dealing with militias. We know we are dealing with terrorists masquerading themselves under the guise of headers to perpetrate evil against Nigerians. That's what we are dealing with. We have seen occupation. They kill, they burn houses, and take over the land. There are over 47 communities in Benue State today, currently, that have been taken over by these foreign militias. What are we hiding? We have said it over time that for me, Fulanis are being stereotyped. I want us to unmask the difference between terrorists and the Fulani headers. It is not all Fulanis who carry cattle from place to place that are headers. But first, the solution is we must have the courage to outlaw marauding headers from parading their cattle from one place to the other. That way, we'll be able to see clearly and deal with the issues. Secondly, we say invade our forest. Rid the forest of miscreants, of people who don't have business, stay in the forest. If we don't do this, we are complicit as a government and as a people. Over time, we have seen soldiers who are at the battlefront calling attention to the authorities to probe some of the officers in uniform that they are being complicit and aiding these terrorists or perpetrating this evil against Nigeria. And we do nothing about it. Our Senate are busy pursuing personal agendas rather than to call the executive to order and probe these people who have been giving weapons to the hands of, to hand our weapons to militias, to terrorists. They will not do anything. For me, I'll say it is another murder too many. For how long are we going to cry until our eyes cry blood? It is unacceptable, and Mr. President must be called to order to look into the issue of too many killings in Benue and every other part of Nigeria. They must do the needful, outlaw the Fulani headers from parading cattle from place to place. That way, we'll see clearly to deal with these foreign terrorists, militia, masquerading as headers.
Oh, thank you very much, development strategist Shedrach Oka, for that, because every time we still get news of herder-farmer clashes, including our security personnel who are fathers and brothers of Nigerians. A recent initiative, Operation Free the Bush, initiative by Leadership Hub Justice and Economic Advancement, LJE, and very frankly, we have barrister Munirat Adama here to talk a little about this initiative. Given the long-standing nature of the farmer herder crisis in Nigeria, how can this initiative offer practical and sustainable solutions?
Thank you, Mo. You see, these farmer headers, I've been hearing this particular clash for as far back as when I was little, and it still comes up to this particular moment in 2025. It means every other solution that the government has brought has not been working so far. That's if they're actually profiling solutions. And one of those solutions is temporary peacemaking. That is the major thing they have been doing, peacemaking. They deploy soldiers there or armed forces to that area to calm it temporarily, dialogues upon dialogues upon dialogues. But then Operation Free the Bush brought something very practical that I don't know why, not to undermine anybody in the government from that time up to this moment, have not thought about it. Why are you allowing these nomadic actors to keep pushing their cattle from places to places? So Operation Free the Bush is saying, treat headers as businessmen. To put it very simple and plain, treat headers as businessmen, meaning that headers, just as they have rights also, the farmers who have gone through the stress to cultivate this land, and even we, the citizens, that might be falling victims for people like Mr. Shedrach said, people that are hiding under the guise of these headers.
Yeah.
One of the ways to settle these things is to treat the headers, cattle headers, as businessmen by telling them to stop moving their cows from places to places. If you're a businessman, get a place, you can buy land, just like anybody that is rearing chicken. You can imagine people that are rearing chicken, taking their chicken from place to place, or taking their pigs from place to place, or taking their goats from place to place. I mean, it doesn't add up. Get a place. Put this cow, your cattle, I beg your pardon, one place. Whatever it is that you have spent or whatsoever, put it in your business. This will even help the government in some type of way, if you ask me. For example, they will start paying tax. You have to register your business. Your business you have to be recognized. All these herders in the bush, I'm not sure they have NIN. You cannot identify them. These people should be treated as businessmen, and they should stop the cattle headers from roaming from one place. No more nomadic movements in Nigeria. If that can be done, then I think Nigerian government will make a very huge headway in solving this farmer headers clash. Because I hear of something during the course of research of our Operation Free the Bush. They say they have what they call grazing routes or grazing routes. I mean, we are developing.
Yeah.
We're developing. This place we are, in this location we are taking this, we are taking this section now, this session now. It's not what it used to be like 20 years ago. This might probably be a bush or something. And maybe their routes took them through here as at that time. Are you saying you still keep following through here, destroying properties, people's farmland, because you say you have a grazing route? So they should be treated as, we're not even saying this particular tribe or this particular people are doing this thing. Let's even scrap that. Let's say if you are rearing any animal, and that's one thing again Operation Free the Bush is bringing. Operation Free the Bush is saying there should be structured animal husbandry in Nigeria.
Wow.
We do not have a structured animal husbandry in Nigeria. Everybody's just doing what they like when it comes to rearing animal one way or the other. So just like the goats, the cow, the pigs, the chicken, and whatsoever people rear, the cattle should also be in that category too. They should be treated as businessmen. They should be run at one place and no more nomadic movement from places to places.
Thank you very much, Barrister Munirat Adama, for that response concerning Operation Free the Bush to help free the bush and save the people. All right, in our next story, no way Atiku Obi can defeat Tinubu in 2027. The presidency has confidently declared that the combined forces of former President Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party's Peter Obi stand no chance against President Tinubu in 2027 general election. Bayo Onanuga, special advisor to the president on information and strategy, made this assertion during an interview, stating that the president's achievement will be his undeniable campaign platform. Onanuga dismissed the newly formed ADC as a significant or insignificant threat, emphasizing that even a merger of Obi and Atiku votes would not surpass Bola Tinubu and Shetima's ticket. He criticized the opposition for jumping the gun on politicking, asserting that the President Tinubu supports freedom of speech has no direct involvement with ADC's current internal issues. Onanuga further highlighted Atiku's past electoral failures and suggested that any alliance with Obi might not secure the same votes Obi garnered independently. He also understood Tinubu's perceived goodwill in the north, citing appointments of individuals from the northwest and northeast to key positions, implying that the beneficiaries would reciprocate that good gesture in the 2027 general elections. It shows from this statement that Tinubu has played his political cards by, helping, different people to benefit in his cabinet. Is this leadership or is this politics, according to you?
Well, let me excuse Mr. Bayo Onanuga, respected elder. Of course, what do you expect from him, from where he's feeding? Our people said, you don't dread what you don't fear. You don't lose sleep over what you don't fear. Every morning they sleep and wake up with P2B coalition in their lives. Let me excuse the presidency, what Nigerians want from them and what is going to account for their success. Like you say, Mr. Tinubu's achievement will account for his success in 2027. Of course, his success, I don't know what he means by that. Success, if he rises or back, could move from where it was over how many 1,000%, and now we are buying for 80,000 naira. If a bag of rice will collapse from 8,000 naira to 15,000, of course people will vote for Tinubu. If the fuel price will move from 900 naira back to 200 naira or even 150 naira, of course people will vote for Tinubu if that is what is calling success. If we wake up and in 6 months we don't hear killings in Benue, in Plateau, in Kaduna, of course people will vote for him. If we wake up every other morning and despite that all the people that were wrongfully detained as a result of protests and urban governance, of course we'll vote for him. If the people of Rivers State who wake up and you don't need window dressing and you don't need bedroom undisclosed agreement with the Fubara to restore democratic government in Rivers State, people in Rivers will be happy and perhaps vote for him. But so long as all these indices are on the contrary, what is he talking about? What vote is he talking about? Is he talking about people that Tinubu have granted appointment that will only feed their families and their cronies and their friends? How does that translate into the evidence of democracy to those people from which area he made this appointment? I can tell you. President Muhammad Buhari had a cult following from 2003 when he started, campaigning election. When he became the president, after the first 10 or 6 months, the people felt disappointed. How did they show it? President Muhammad Buhari's State House of Assembly constituency, House of Assembly was won by a court party. The House Federal Reps was won by 100 votes between APC and PDP. Until he left, he never got 50% vote from Katsina State. Go and check the records. So what is he talking about? A man who loses in Lagos State. And that is, people actually did not, they excused Tinubu a bit using Lagos as his campaign.
Yeah.
Now we have given him the opportunity. 2 years, he collapsed Nigeria. Every known indices were worse off than we were before. So now the people have seen, after all, Lagos is no longer going to be an excuse for you. So what is he talking about? I've seen a situation where the, questionable 8-point-something million vote he got will not be, in fact, it will be depleted by over 50%. Why did I say questionable? It is very clear, we're also evident, that the result sheet that ANIPR paraded were mutilated. There is no parent who will be here after spending so much on your child who come back with result mutilated. You have to question it.
Exactly.
Even if that result is showing excellent and fair, the fact that it was mutilated, you will take it back to the school. That is responsible parenting. But look at what we have in Nigeria. Very disgraceful INEC showing us displaying result sheet mutilated all over the place. Declaring a president midnight when we are asleep, and you cannot account for 40% of the result for which you rely to declare the president until the court says otherwise. That's what we are calling democracy, and we are celebrating this. Come on, Mr. Onanuga. What we want you to do is to advise Mr. President on economic, progress. It is not late, I said. If you begin to fight corruption, let all the things we are hearing in NNPC, fight corruption, all the budget padding in the Senate, all the unconstitutionality that is being perpetuated all around. Call the people to, to accountability. Our military must be probed. All the killings must be probed. If you can do that, I can tell you, you will win my vote. Nobody is campaigning for Atiku or P2B here. Of course, we gave you the opportunity and you have messed up 2 years down the line. Your billboards are all over the place. Contrary to Electoral Act, you are campaigning from day one you entered into office. That is not our constitution. That is contrary to the Electoral Act. And Mr. Onanuga, all he does, sleep and wake up with the voice of P2B. You are campaigning for P2B. There is no propaganda that could save you from your principal or the people except good governance. So I just beg of you, let your principal do what is right. Mr. President, you have less than 18 months to do the right things, and I can tell you, you will get my vote and the vote of my people too.
Thank you very much. That's a wrap for this episode of Trends with LJE. Don't forget you can also be a part of this conversation by sending your comments on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at LJE Nigeria. Thank you very much, Development Strategist Shedrach Oka, for being part of the program today. And to you, Barrister Munirat Adama, for being part of us today. Join us next time on Trends with LJE. From here, it's Muhammad Eneye Sule saying have a lovely day ahead.